game that use O button. So I press O once, chat will appear, press O once again, it will disappear, so you can assign any button that you want. But it has to be done or chat won't appear. And click done. Basically everything's set, you're ready to go live to your stream service. And now let's launch game. So okay, game launched. And what we need to do here is obviously to go in options. So first option that we need is general, and field of view will be our first option that we need to play with. See, thing is that in Call of Duty Warzone, field of view affects your FPS directly, and it's counterintuitive. If you lower your field of view to 80, like on consoles, yeah, or even lower in 60, you will see less of screen, but you will also lose your FPS by some reason. But at 120 FPS you will see everything around you, and it is actually will increase your FPS. I playing this game at 100, so I don't have this fish eye looks. Yeah, I'm losing about 3 to 5 FPS by not playing it at 120 FOV. But if you like this fish eye looks or like to see more enemies with Warzone, sure does. Go 120 and it will not only allow you to see more, but it will also boost your FPS by 3 to 5 FPS, which is absolutely insane. Next, here in this menu I only can suggest if turn off gore effects. I don't think that they affect FPS, just for sake of streaming, so less violence. Also in this menu we can set our FPS meter, server latency and other information like that on and off. Usually for streaming I turn it off, because those numbers that you can see that appear above, your streaming software actually have to process them also, and usually this part of screen will be time to time when fast movement going on may simply look as pixelated mess, so you'll be warned. Next is graphics settings. So first is display mode. I have it full screen borderless, and why I set it like that, so I can switch between windows very easily, just like that. And you anyways will want to do that because it's again we're streaming on single PC, single monitor, and you have to maybe look at your chat, maybe go inside internet, take a look at your streaming device time to time. Render resolution, leave it at 100. If you have 4K monitor or better graphics card, this 100% will be probably 4K for you, so you may lower it to 1080 for sake of better FPS. Aspect ratio, leave it on automatic. VSync, turn it off for better FPS once again. Even pro players turn it off because VSync melts your FPS just like that. Custom frame rate limit by default will be set to unlimited, but I set it to custom because my PC, for example, for the most time can't handle this game higher than 120 FPS. But I just in case set it to 130, so that way my PC won't waste processing power when it obviously unneeded, like in loading screens where you can rise up to 900 FPS. And since we're streaming on single PC, we need to save all video RAM usage that we only can. Menu custom frame rate limit, set it to 60. You don't need more than 60, and you can even drop that to 30 FPS. Autofocus custom frame rate limit 30, because why do you even need 60 autofocus, right? NVIDIA highlights disabled. Obviously, while you're streaming, you don't need to do any game recording, especially you don't want to game record stuff for you. NVIDIA reflects low latency. It is a new option that was added with Season 6. Obviously, if you have graphics card higher than GeForce 1060, you may try to turn it on, but if you have GeForce 1060 or even lower, like GeForce 970, this is no. I think it simple won't work. Next, texture resolution. Between high and normal, there is very low difference in picture quality, but there is difference in FPS. But between normal and low, there is insane difference in picture quality, so never play it on very low or low, that's for sure. Play it on normal and you'll be fine. texture filter, set it on low, because when you go on higher it will eat your FPS and you need to save all FPS you can. Particle quality, set it to low. Once again, you won't really notice that much those particles. Anyways, set it on low. Bullet impact and sprays. So some players and some YouTubers, as I watched, they say that this option does not affect any FPS at all, but I tell you, there is moment when it affects. When you start shoot wall or enemies start shoot to you and they hit wall, right at moment when this bullet hole appears, and there's some particles start to flying around, that's where you start to lose for that particular moment. 5 FPS for sure, I noticed that. So set it off, at last for streaming. When you're playing this game off stream, you can turn it on for sure. Tessellation disabled. It's basically just minor cosmetic option, you won't notice that in game anyway. On-demand texture streaming, leave it enabled, and this option was added at Season 6 and it doesn't affect your PC performance overall, so leave it enabled. Streaming quality, once again, if you play in this game off stream, you may set it to enabled, because what this option do, it's how game render buildings and stuff like that at longer distance. So when you have set it to low, you save yourself 10 FPS, but all buildings and other stuff at far distance will render like if your texture resolution was set to very low, so be wary of that. If you set it on normal, as you can see, VRAM usage spikes a bit and you will lose 10 FPS, so set it on low and you will have a higher FPS during stream, because streaming software itself, as soon as you launch stream, will eat up to 25 to 30 FPS, that's for sure. Shadow map resolution, set it to normal. Cache spot shadows, cache sun shadows, I set it to disabled. You may try actually to experiment and set it to enabled. If you will have any FPS drops, then set it to disabled. If don't, then leave to enabled. Particle lightning, set to low. It is not very noticeable difference in game. DirectX ray tracing, set it to disabled, because it will melt FPS even on powerful machines, so no one use that. Ambient occlusion, set it to disabled, it is not really a noticeable feature in game. SSR to disabled.
Everything designer, that's on me.
Anti-aliasing, this is a very interesting option. Having it on off obviously save you like 25 FPS, but setting it to Filmic SMA 2TX will make your game looks absolutely gorgeous. So if you're playing this game off stream, you may set this to Filmic and enjoy game, but difference between low and
I'm ready when you're ready, though.
Talk. Talk again. Say something. Cuzzo. Is you talking? Looking like you just trying to fuck. Oh yeah. Jonathan always gonna like it, baby. Welcome to the Dirty Show, where I like to fuck dirty hoes. Where I like to fuck dirty hoes. Little dirties. Little dirties. I'm big dirty, they little dirties.
Get yourselves a proper warm-up. We'll be deploying soon. Enemy dropping into the AO.
Look at that. Hold on.